All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Sk8 the Infinity, Season 1, Episode 7. We
All
have
right.
dealt with hot spring threats and very smelly people. Fantastic. But Adam seems like he might have some new threats for us.
Yes. Having a bit of time at the beach just reminds me what kind of show we're watching. And that, yeah, I'm okay if you just want to ignore the plot for a little bit and just hang out at the beach.
Because this is about boys skating and having fun together, and yeah, just
when you said that sounded like we're watching a kids show. It's about the boys.
Hey.
It's just doing the game and having fun together. And it's like, hey, how could you?
Hey, listen.
You need to take care of yourself.
Listen. Edgy teenage and early 20s
Not
years.
edgy. No, romantic.
You think Shadow doesn't have any edge to him? It's all about basically that same thing, just, figuring out how to do it as you're becoming an adult or already are an adult,
Right, exactly, yes. But having these characters doing whatever they want to do, I think the last episode basically just gave the okay for that. Whatever that happens to be, I'm fine with that. So yeah, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this.
Did you make me a lunch?
It's on the table, dear.
Oh.
Oh my gosh, is she actually gonna make it on time?
That was really well delivered.
Yeah.
Where are we going? I was thinking the big wood course. Sounds great.
Not going to school at all.
Yeah.
Nice. That was clean. An indirect kiss. Nice. Whoa.
Getting a lot of speed there.
What?
No!
Oh my gosh. Those kids just like...
Yeah.
The route from Mida Construction has been squashed.
It has.
Oh.
And the secret account ledger as well.
If they find out about the funding, it'll be the last time I wear my badge.
Ah.
Okay.
Damn.
The street is that there's been some collusion,
The bidding was done according to regulations.
but you'd never engage in perjury.
Glad you know that. You know the difference between innocent speculation and blatant defamation.
In print, it's libel.
Yeah. I was thinking that too.
I was actually debating whether or not to bring him back to Okinawa. He loves snowboarding so much, I was worried it would feel like a second loss.
Yeah, here we are.
Like I did the right thing. He's made new friends and even picked up a new hobby. Know that he sneaks out several nights a week. I just hope he stays safe and keeps his grades up.
Oh, my heart. I
love his mom. She's so sweet.
Everyone loves him.
I
Yep.
don't know why you're gushing over it.
Think anyone knows about you these days is you're his friend.
Damn.
Your nickname is that one who's no longer.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever.
Out of the way, cinnamon stick boy. I will not be insulted. You move like a robot. A pissy one.
Oh.
Ow.
Who's pissy now?
Oh.
Your machine doesn't love you.
Her name is Carla.
Ah.
And all the fangirls are watching this.
Yeah.
This is what's called a teachable moment. Overconfidence is poison, but true confidence is power.
That's
Okay.
true. Overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
A little further.
Yeah, that POV. Yo, that's so cool.
Well, he's gone. He's higher up than any of us now.
Must be one of his snowboarding techniques. He'll quickly become a greater threat throughout S. Every move he makes suggests he's had substantial training.
He said he's been snowboarding since he was 2.
Yeah.
Longa must have had an exceptional early instructor.
I'm sure he could be on the Japanese national team.
I wonder how great he'll become.
Pretty cool.
He's that good. Amazing.
Don't
But
get
we are-
jealous. Just get excited for your friend, you know?
Yeah.
Reki?
I'll be back. I'm gonna go grab a drink.
It's normal to have that little bit of like,
Duh. He's the best I've ever seen.
Who's that redhead kid that's always hanging around?
Ah.
Ouch.
Who knows? Just some rando who latched onto him. No one important.
Oof. I like that they're dealing with this though, because
well, it's normal. This happens a lot. You bring someone into your passion and they just kill it. And you're like, oh, you won't play with me as much anymore because now you're just too good, you know?
Right.
Oh.
Thanks. I'll see you later.
Oh, he tried to put a good face on it, but...
Yeah.
It's not like Reki to forget his bento.
And he might actually go to school this time.
Good morning.
Oh. Hey, you're in a funk. It's okay. Just snap out of it.
Nothing.
What?
Fine.
Boy.
Baka.
Yeah.
You were building a new deck, weren't you? That's why you stayed up last night.
Magic the Gathering players be like...
Yeah, you got me.
Oh,
and
damn.
even in something completely different.
Looking good, bud. I'll catch you in a bit, I think.
Way to make it snow! Bring it home!
He's running farther and farther away.
What's going on?
Oh.
Hunga's a freak!
Dude, are you gonna join the soccer team? Wow, he's great. Thanks for bringing him.
Thanks for bringing him. Yeah.
Mr. Takano is a prominent figure who has experience as
Oh
a
my god, the
minister.
aunties.
Stay firm and protective.
Making numerous allies is part of the game. How you win in politics.
Thank you.
Ah, yes.
Thank you for the aunt-splaining.
Yes.
Ridiculous. Things are getting far too complicated.
It would seem that Inspector Kamata has managed to procure a witness.
Uh-oh.
But Mr. Takano,
I need to head to Crazy Rock. Arrange transportation.
at a time
What?
like this,
What?
you sure?
Crazy Rock.
I'll have it prepared, sir.
He's like, you dare question me.
Doggy.
Yeah.
Boy.
God, Adam is just so extra.
Like, he needs to de-stress.
Oh, yeah.
Why did you head back without me like that? Sorry, I spaced out.
Talk about it!
Things men will do instead of going to therapy.
I've got errands to run, so I can't.
At midnight?
Longa, where's Reki?
He said he had to run an errand tonight.
At midnight?
A vampire?
Yeah.
His errand is doom scrolling.
Yeah. You know,
I
just
think this was just a few months ago.
yeah.
That one was better, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Oh.
He's higher than me.
Hey, this is all part of processing it, right? Just
Not talented, like at all. How was he jumping so much higher so soon? Did he sell his soul or something?
Oh.
I can go faster than this.
Nice.
yeah. So is Reki not going to be there when he faces Adam again?
Hey,
Yo, kid.
Yeah.
Doing okay?
No way.
Oh,
Wait.
shit.
Oh, goody.
Wait.
What?
Crazy Rock means he's just getting his helicopter or something? What? Or is this Crazy Rock? This is not S or something.
No, I think he might have... maybe done some practicing somewhere.
I come bearing exciting news. We'll finally know who the real top is. It's a tournament, my love!
Phrasing.
Yes! A tournament!
I'm ready for him.
Yeah.
Begging you. Promise me you won't skate against Adam.
Oh, yeah.
I've sent an entry form to your devices. Everyone who claims to love skating will
What?
register.
What? My eyes had to like unfocus. That was amazing.
Darlings,
Oh, yes.
Daddy knows you can handle it.
The voice actor must have had so much fun.
Daddy knows what you can handle.
I have just the right amount of raspy in this voice.
Yes. Oh, whoa.
It's practically floating.
They're all about to learn how much I enjoy winning.
I love seeing Shadow in his regular outfit.
Hope I didn't mess up.
I never once doubted your capabilities.
Oh. Oh.
Remember that time you said you had a thing for strong people or whatever?
I found a cool place where I can work out and train myself. I've been going pretty regularly for a while.
Would you like to come with me?
Ridiculously strong now.
Oh no.
And I really want to prove it to you soon.
I'm so like behind you, dude. Like,
yeah.
Go. But isn't she like way older than you?
You've changed, Adam. I want to know why.
Whoa.
We're supposed to evolve as humans.
Well, then evolve one more time.
Oh my god.
Be skating like that.
Incredible.
I'm leaving for America first thing tomorrow. I can't keep playing on the ramps with you guys. It's time for me to move on.
Yes. Fantastic.
What is this backstory?
I love it.
Can I enter the tournament?
Foolish question.
I'm looking forward to crushing him.
Who are they talking about? Adam?
Oh, of course.
Longa.
Last night, Adam showed up again, and he said,
I don't care, dude.
Ooh.
Hey, Longa, can you show me that jump again?
Yeah. Come on.
Was that good for you?
Do you think you could do that 10 times in a row? Sorry, it's nothing.
Who taught you how to drive, reckless cow?
Good to see you again, Mr.
Ah.
Be a dear and please assist me in searching your house.
Wow.
Okay.
He didn't resist the investigation, but it sure looks like he wishes he did, doesn't it?
Who's there? I'm sorry, sir.
I've got to return some videotapes.
Okay. Like, even the servants know he's up to some shady shit.
Oh, Pappy, look. There's so many entries.
Yeah, it's all falling apart.
We're gonna need a new location.
Yeah. If they find Takano guilty, I'll be accused of perjury.
We'll correct it somehow.
If that happens, you'll take the blame. How am I to know what my silly secretary does of his own accord when I'm not around?
Wow.
Okay.
I have no opinions on the matter.
I've looked the other way for way too long.
But Mr. Aichiro...
I'm not interested in complaints, so save it.
What?
Sir, of course I have no opinion.
Not that I'm surprised. Can't teach an old dog new tricks, can ya?
Damn.
What?
I've never stressed about this.
What is their backstory? Dude.
Okay.
Exactly how I measure up to Longa.
No.
What if I can't land 10 out of 10 like he can? Screw that. I could do 1 in 3.
Uh-oh.
Ow.
Damn it!
This is hard to do if you're not talented.
Ow.
Yeah.
Ow.
Not enough. Is this your best?
Wow. And there was his best.
It's impossible. For me.
And it was something that he did so casually.
Yep. It's really something when you meet somebody who's lived their life as an athlete, because it does translate into other sports.
Oh, absolutely.
It really does. And so it's unfair to say that this was him just a few months ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Oh. We have a heartfelt, like, spat in the rain, like...
Yep.
What do you want, Longa?
Adam's hosting a tournament.
So what?
I think I want to enter.
What about the promise you made?
And I'm sorry.
Don't say that! You're apologizing because you've already decided to break your promise.
That's what he's telling you
How
about.
much I trusted you?
Okay.
Don't conflate two different things.
Yeah, and also, what's the trust that's been broken here? It has nothing to do with that.
Come on, it's just a race.
Against a monster?
Yeah, who's trying
Against
to...
an amazing skater. Competing against someone so good is exhilarating.
Whoa, right? Right?
You're excited. I don't get excited.
Yeah. Okay.
Say you're freaking me out. I don't see how you consider this fun. I don't get you at all. You and Adam are nothing like me. Not a single bit.
Hey, don't group them together.
I mean, he's right, though.
Psycho geniuses have to stick together, I guess. Have fun with that.
Oh, that was hurtful.
And this is why you communicate when it starts becoming an issue for you. You don't let it, like, ferment.
Reki.
All right.
Let's get the feelings, yeah. We went straight from beach silliness to like stab.
Right. And the thing is, there's multiple factors at play here.
Oh, man.
And Reki isn't being honest about any of them. Or not communicating about any of them.
He's not communicating at all. I don't think it's an honesty issue. I think he's just he's avoiding.
Right.
Yeah, he was in some ways pretty honest at the end.
Sure.
It's the part where he's still avoiding in his honesty, the part that was underneath all of that, why he was bugged about it. But he would have still been upset if he was breaking the promise. It just would have been under the context of like, I don't want you to see you get hurt, you know?
Right, exactly.
Like, yeah. But instead he's like, you know, he's on an edge, he's on a wire, and he's like set off by the tiniest little thing.
And let's be real, there definitely is a part of Langa that's kind of, because Adam's good, is sort of like not thinking about how, yes, he's a terrible person that very intentionally put his best friend in the hospital.
Yeah. And also it's the, like, this is reminding me of, you know, being with my dad. Like, all right, some things change and some things stay the same. We have a Langa who is excelling now. Is not just competent at skateboarding,
he's
but
incredible.
has got to the point where he's being recognized amongst the greats out there.
Right.
And Reki is falling into the shadows as far as the opinions and stuff of everybody else, because while originally they were just the two, you know, kids basically, like having fun with all this, now it's the, oh, wait, you're friends with that, like, god of skateboarding over there, aren't you?
We're not really interested in your teenage pluck now, you know? It's sorry, you know. And the thing is that that's one of those things that totally makes sense to have happen.
Realistic,
super realistic.
Yeah.
It's something that other characters have also, like we've explored with other characters in the show already. So I really like that, because it's something that is a very dramatic turn of events, right? That, you know, causes a rift in the relationship, and it's like, no, don't do that. But it makes sense, right? Because this is something that he hasn't really experienced before.
No.
Because he also hasn't had somebody that he's done this with, right, up until Langa, right? It was the thing of, oh, he's kind of the rebel. Oh, yeah, he's always late to school. That's fine. I have this thing that I'll go do, right?
Yep.
You know, but we haven't had any friends at S that, you know, he's like real close with established. So it's like, all right, cool. Now I've got someone I can partner with.
Right.
Yeah, we do this together. This is great. Oh, and now I'm okay.
Yeah, and
I was just their, you know, first stage of the rocket, you know.
Right, and we're focused on, in a lot of ways, the same kind of themes being explored within the other relationship dynamics in the story. Even all the way down to the villain and his right-hand man.
Indeed.
Where they had a falling out of sorts as well, from back when they were young boys.
Right.
And he's held that over Tadashi's head ever since.
Yep.
Just held that over him.
I'll torment you as a way of, you know, getting my revenge.
But what's implied with that is that all these relationship dynamics, even going back to Joe's and, you know, Cherry Blossoms and Adams, their little triune like friend group or what have you.
Right.
There's also had some kind of a falling out because they were all so attached to skateboarding. They were all so connected through this thing that when they started to get pulled apart into different in different directions, the breakup was violent. Like it was painfully abrupt and life-changing.
And there's a part of me that wonders if him getting sent to America was the split that they've like kind of alluded to like over the course of the show, because that then that totally makes sense that would be the split, but that also recontextualizes some things, because that's not the kind of vibe that I would have expected from the split.
It
right?
depends. It depends. We don't know for sure that that's the split, but yes, if it was, then
if it is, then it's that makes sense. Adam, because he's someone that's very proud, because he got humiliated by his dad and everything, and the person that he thought had his back tried to have his back, but then ended up, in his mind turning on him. Yeah, he's not necessarily going to tell them that it's not my choice. I would like to stay here, right? Mm-hmm. And then, oh hey, they only see him way later, and now he's basically spun by himself, right? And just gone on this sort of downward spiral. Still a great skater, but then comes back, and it's when Reki says he's a psycho, like he's not entirely wrong.
No, of course he's not. The part that we're seeing now with this is that the path that Reki's on could lead him down a way that's similar to Adam in a lot of ways. That he's attaching so much onto these connections with people and the perceived slights, for instance, that he could end up holding this over the head of Langa without ever really communicating to Langa how what he's doing is hurting him. Because the fun thing about relationships is when someone is doing something and you feel hurt, you can equate it that they are maliciously hurting you. But that's obviously not the case, in this instance here. But what is important to acknowledge is that their actions are hurting you. It is not to say that they are hurting you with intention. Like, they are coming to you with the, my actions are hurting you. But it's your response to this is pain. You are feeling pain when they do this. That is okay. I think it's a really powerful thing to admit, basically, that because of your connection to somebody, what they're doing is hurting you. That's just reality.
Right, and that can happen even if it has absolutely nothing to do with you.
Nothing to do with you, or even in some ways that, it's so completely I guess you kind of summarized it pretty well with that. But I guess there's something in this where it's so because in a lot of ways of your actions. Like in a lot of ways, it's not just that it has nothing to do with him, but it's that, no, Reki, he's doing this because he thinks you do like it. Like, he's doing this because this is what's actually, he thinks, building the connection.
Yeah, this is has been your guys' point of bonding.
Right, but that actually makes it worse for Reki. And that's what's so fun and realistic about this, is that Reki might be capable of just soldiering on and being like, clearly I'm the one with the problem here. I'll just weather it, and I'll grow out of this stupid jealousy and all that stuff here. And on the surface, that looks good. On paper, that is the right thing to do.
And I would even posit that that's what he was doing at the beginning, right? Because now it could be that he wasn't aware of exactly how it was affecting him. It's just this stuff happens, it makes me feel a certain way. I don't fully understand how it is that I feel or why. And so it's just like, it actually is him accidentally going past Langa. It is him, right? Because it's just I'm so in my feelings that I can't be analytical about it.
Right. I would say that he is definitely not doing things accidentally. I think.
Oh, definitely. Certainly by the end. Yeah.
Well, right. I would say even throughout the whole thing, he's starting to lie. He's starting to
it's debatable at best at the beginning, and it's clearly not by the end.
Right. But it's the thing where I would say Reki's defining characteristic was, in a lot of ways, his recklessness for the beginning. Adam scared the shit out of him, and he never really fully processed that. He processed maybe 50 to 75% of it, and it manifested in a lot of ways him basically saying, hey, you can't extend beyond me. This promise was made a little bit manipulatively to say that because I'm afraid of this, I don't want you to basically, obviously I don't want you to get hurt, but I want you to hold I want to hold a debt over your head of you owe me forever to not extend beyond this space here for
and I want to go into
reasons.
I've got a few things to say on that. So one, the promise itself was something that Longa tried to get you to make, and you specifically didn't do.
True.
Now, that was before anyone got put in the hospital. So it is two different things, right? And we've talked about that.
Yeah.
But then two, it's if you think about recklessness and what it is, that stems ultimately, I would say, from pride. Where it's you don't believe that you can get hurt, you aren't really worried about danger and all that stuff because high opinion of yourself or whatever, right? And what we have here is a situation that is very similar to Adam's situation that we get hinted at with his whole, backstory with the
boys.
Yeah, with Tadashi specifically, right? Where someone who has power over him comes along and basically humiliates him and hurts him, right? That's the dad. And in present day, that's Adam, right? And it's as a result of that then the pride is hurt, and so then starts seeing a bunch of things as perceived slights, right?
Yeah.
And that's what Reki's doing now. And the thing is that what he's experiencing now could have been a much more like just something that he needs to process, and he probably would have been able to handle it a lot better, except he got hurt and he got humiliated. And so it's not just that, that Longa is doing really well. Okay, cool. But it's also he's doing really well while I actively got, had my face, rubbed in the dirt, right? And he is also doing better as a result of, wanting to interact more with the person who did that to me, right? And, Longa isn't necessarily, they aren't talking about, hey, that happened, how are you doing, right? But it's also, it's for the both of them because neither of them are really wanting to communicate. Longa doesn't really know that there's something to communicate about very much, right? And Reki is, his pride's hurt, so he doesn't want to be vulnerable, right? But... yeah. So, and now they're at this situation. And so I like how they built up to this. Hopefully they can reconcile. But yeah, you gotta take care of those issues, Reki, because they are, you have control over how they affect you and how they affect your relationships. And right now you're letting them win. And that's on you.
Yeah.
So,
there's a lot to be said for the way that this sport is basically about managing risk, and that when they go full on into this, every single person basically has a certain amount of risk they're willing to manage. But when you go into relationships and you get close to somebody, basically you for a simple kind of broad sweeping bit of verbiage here, you assume all the risk. There is no it's just for one person or it's just for the other. It's you both are basically assuming the risk by getting close to somebody. There is an aspect in that the closer you get to somebody, the more they can hurt you. And the more they can hurt you,
hurts you.
Right. But the more that they can hurt you potentially is also, counterbalanced by the better the connection and the better the love, the better the
way they
affection.
enrich your life. Yeah.
Well, yeah, there's so many unspoken or unquantifiable aspects that come about in a relationship here. So given that all the characters in this story have someone that they are, they kind of have a broken board in the past with. And right now we're seeing Reki and Longa's board get some tears, get some wear in it. In a lot of ways, it's good that you've tested now the relationship a little bit. Unfortunately, they're, dumbass kids. Right. So Reki's not capable of handling his emotions like an adult because he's not an adult.
Yeah.
But we have our little trio that was a trio. They're all adults and they don't manage their emotions well either.
No.
In some ways, theirs is even more petty and stupid because there's so much ego wrapped up within it, which makes it comedic and funny.
Right.
Because then a lot of it is turned into banter. But that being said, they're no longer in connection or friendship with Adam.
Nope.
That's broken and done.
Oh, yeah.
And there is maybe a hope that they could, save their friendship, but it's going to take some monumental vulnerability. And that's because there's been so much time with guards up. Reki and Longa, as far as vulnerability that would be needed to rekindle this, is basically one conversation. Like very short, Reki basically approaching Longa with full emotion, being realized.
Sorry.
Well, not even apologizing, just being like, "You're scaring me, man. I don't want to lose you to this absolute psycho crazy guy who seems to be like not just wanting your company in like a I want to, court death with you in this like very crazy kind of sports setting here. But you're becoming confident enough that you feel like you can dance with him too. And I don't feel like I can protect you anymore.
Right.
And thus, not only do I feel like scared, but also I wish I could be there with you, and I know I can't, and it makes me feel insecure. And so, in a lot of ways, yes, he needs to apologize for the stuff that he had this episode in terms of the words he spoke to him, especially near the end, calling him like a psycho genius, and you guys can be all together and stuff like that. That's just hurtful. But like, the feelings that you have are not things you need to apologize for, Reki. I feel like this is something that a lot of people will also get into negative shame-based talks within themselves about because they feel this way. And what it means usually is just that you care about the person enough to let yourself feel this intensely about things. Feelings are not inherently good or bad. It can get codified, though, once you start taking action based on those feelings that then leads to you hurting other people. And yeah,
I fully believe that there was a lot of shame at play here with Reki because one, it's a pride thing, so they're
by definition
shame is the kissing cousin, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be right there.
It's going to be right there.
But also with the whole thing of the doom scrolling, even though it wasn't like doom scrolling on like social media or anything, but like the going back and watching the old videos, even though he knows that's going
to make
scrolling
nostalgia.
Right, exactly. He knows that's going to make him feel worse, and he's still doing it. And that, like, whenever you realize that you are actively choosing self-destructive behavior, right? That's a whole other kind of low, right? And even if he isn't able to, articulate it and stuff, there's some part of him that knows that, right?
Oh yeah.
And that's why then,
That's why then he tried to do the jump over and over and over again.
Exactly.
Is because he's like, but like, if I applied myself, if I actually like took this more seriously, I could be right there alongside him. And this is a thing that I think most sports anime don't even get into really enough, is that they'll tackle the slightest, barest surface of the talent versus hard work debate here. But Reki doesn't have the talent or the hard work compared to Longa. This is not even a debate on that subject matter here. Longa put his life into a sport. It doesn't matter if it was soccer or like snowboarding, basically. He put his life into a sport. That doesn't just come across in the like, he has developed lean muscle mass in a specific way so that he can then have fine-tuned control and strength activated with very like specific
mind-body connection.
Right, with specific mind-body connection. That's a whole other thing with it. But the other part of it is that he's not getting mentally thrown off by Adam, this force of nature, who comes in specifically with all this panache and theatrics and fear.
To throw people off.
That's actually getting him excited, because that's what a real athlete would be. A real athlete sees someone else that's put their life into something and goes, oh shit.
Oh, that's awesome.
I can't help but admire that. Like you see athletes that are all like ego for the purpose of maybe like the cameras and trying to like build a brand and a character surrounding the like, that guy, I'm going to destroy him, I'm going to kick his ass. And that can be like a part of their mental game as well.
Sure, even for themselves to make sure that they put in all the inputs that they need in order to, perform at that high level.
But you see them behind closed doors, like in the back room grinding, actually training and stuff, that has no place there. It's all immediately like, now I'm being like self-critical. I'm actually like aware of where I stand in everything, and I'm going to use all that stuff as fuel to get me going.
To solve the puzzle of physics so that I can beat this other person.
Right. It has nothing to do with all those other like all those other feelings and things like that.
Right.
Like you can use those things, but at its core, it's just a love for what you're doing.
Yeah, that might,
because otherwise you would just stop eventually.
Right. That
even
might
if you were that talented.
That might help give them motivation and things like that, or they might use it as fuel, but that's not going to be part of their mechanical process.
Yeah, like of their actual routine, of their like daily do, you know.
And so it's, and this is where the archetype that Longa is in is not helping him, because he basically he is also being motivated by a lot of deep feelings that he does not fully understand.
Nope.
And because he doesn't fully understand, he certainly doesn't have any hope of communicating them.
Nope.
Because and
it's a perfect storm.
And maybe there'd be an opportunity if Reki then has that vulnerability and is like, hey, but why, man? Why Adam? Like he's you know he's a psycho, right? I'm sorry I grouped you in with lumped you in with him. Yeah. But he's got issues. He intentionally put me in the hospital. He will hurt you. Like all of these things. So why, man? Right.
Right.
And it's just like if we get
None
to
of
the
that
point
matters
of
to me, Reki.
I
feel
love
closer to my father when I actually get pushed hard
as soon
enough
as
with something like this where I maybe even understand a little bit of what he was feeling when he died on that mountain.
And the thing is, I don't think Longa has ever really brought up his dad in the context of his desire to skateboard in the show.
I'm trying to think.
I don't believe he has. And
because it's entirely overtly obvious to anybody with a little bit of knowledge of his family life and everything like that.
But if you don't talk about that, then they don't know that, right? And so Reki doesn't know the right questions to ask because he's a freaking kid. He's a high schooler, right? But if that happened, then I think Reki would also be able to handle it with a lot more like humility and also acknowledging, right, there is something that you truly do get out of this. Okay, that's awesome. That makes it even more important that I voice my concern for your safety, but, okay.
Yeah. What a show, and giving us all this in preparation for a tournament arc.
Yep, because what better way to get at your feelings, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Let's go and match all these characters against each other for the
see
hell
who's
of it.
best. Yeah.
So y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general. Also, be sure to check out our Twitch channel. So if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.